Siku Yah Valentines Yafuraha to each and every one of you on this very special Siku Valentines, or Valentine's Day in English. For those of you who don't know, I'm African King Darius, and yes, I'm about my people so much that I engross myself in my culture of my fellow African brothers and sisters. I am African American, but first and foremost, I am a descendant of Africans, and I do practice that part of the culture, and not just the part of the culture that the media wants you to pay attention to, which is just the Egyptian part of the culture. I celebrate all of it, all that is and will for always be African American and African. Because before we were Americans, our ancestors were Africans. So our history does go since before slavery. We just didn't drop out the sky as slaves. We were on this earth before Egypt's great rule. We were just Africans. Africa existed before Egypt did. There were great kingdoms in Africa, but they don't get talked about over the Egyptian culture because nobody wants to talk about the history that actually matters. With that said, today I would like to wish everybody a Siku Valentines, a very special day for us to celebrate the love we show to one another and the love we give out to all of those around us. The downside is, sadly, mainstream media has made Valentines, Siku or Siku Valentines about nothing more than just sex. The whole idea of Valentine's Day has gone out the window. It used to be about love, peace, doing kind things for others, and letting others know that there is a person who cares about them. It used to be about that. Now it's not anymore. Now it's about one simple thing. Can you knock boots with your woman that day? That's it. So today I'm here to set the record straight for you and help you understand which was important, the sex or the extension of love. Valentine's Day was an important holiday once upon a time. Now, when the holiday comes up, every man, woman, he, she, it, them, they gets themselves together, puts on their nice, sexy lingerie, and make sure they get them a little. But I'm telling you, it was never about that. It was always about the extension of love that you show towards one another. Today I'm joined by my son, Prince Christopher.
Hi.
And my son, Prince Noah, who is laying down. The Queen is busy handling some stuff right now. She'll be in shortly to join in this session. So what is Siku Valentines all about? I'm not going to dive as far back as to when the history first started. I want to focus on when the history took a change. Okay? Mainstream media started figuring out a way that it could put a spin on Valentine's Day to make it sell. People weren't buying the heartfelt, gushy things like the teddy bears and the candies and all that. People weren't buying that stuff at first. And the reason why is because they had to figure out a way to push Valentine's Day towards men. Valentine's Day is more of a feminine holiday. It's not very masculine. We all know, is a man really going to wear a heart on himself? Not unless it's about his dead mom or dead relative or dead sibling. But a man is not going to wear a heart on him. Is a man going to sit there and want to buy all types of heartfelt stuff? No, he's not. just not very masculine. Men do not buy heartfelt things. So the Queen just arrived to join us in on this session. Say hello to your public.
Hello.
And Prince Noah decided to join us. So, to get you caught up, we're talking about the real meaning behind Valentines, which in English means Valentine's Day. Okay?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm not going to go really far. I want to mostly focus on when Valentine's Day took a major change and what the original idea of Valentine's Day was. So I will give you guys a little bit of background information. But like I said, I'm not going all the way back as to who was the person who originally started it. No, I'm not doing that. But I will give you a little bit of background history. So Valentine's Day was called originally Saint Valentine's Day, or the Feast of Saint Valentine's. Okay? Originally, it was always and always will be celebrated on February the 14th. Okay? It was originally a Western Christian feast day honoring one or two general saints named Valentinus. Well, yeah, the early saints named Valentinus. Okay, I read that wrong. I'm sorry. Valentine's Day is recognized as a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebration of romance and romantic love in many regions around the world, although it's not a public holiday in any country. There are numerous martyrdom stories associated with various Valentine's Day connected to February the 14th, including a written account of Saint Valentine of Rome's imprisonment for performing weddings for soldiers who were forbidden to marry and for ministering to Christians persecuted under the Roman Empire. Okay, so, like I said, I'm not going back too far. So, if you heard, Valentine's Day was originally about So, Valentine's Day was originally a holiday celebrated for people to show romance and love towards one another. They performed weddings and stuff like that. Not no strap people down to stuff and smack them into their private parts of blue. They performed things for soldiers who were being persecuted by the Romans during the time of Rome's rule, when they were persecuting Christians for just believing in God, and not their gods, instead of sitting there and putting on your best lingerie that basically reveals your naked parts, where basically you're only wearing two pieces of string. One going across and one going across. If you know what I mean by going across, I did not say vertical. I said horizontal. So what does that mean? Is already visible. Use your imagination, people. All adults here. So let's be realistic. It took a major change when mainstream media decided to change the holiday's understanding. People stopped focusing on what it really meant and started focusing on other things other than the actual ideology behind what it stood for. I mean, I can actually say I have with my own eyes seen what an original celebration of Valentine's Day looks like when I saw a reenactment of some of the things that they've done during, you know, the feast of Saint Valentine. Saint Valentine. Okay, so it was a very beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, seeing this reenactment, I went with a couple of guys way back when I was in college, my first year in college. I went with my roommate Andrew, and DJ did come with us. This is one day when, well, not DJ, but Alex. DJ was the one I didn't like. DJ had to work. Alex came with me and Andrew, and we went to the mall. And the mall had a celebration of, Saint Valentine on Valentine's Day. And they did a reenactment of what an actual feast during that day actually looked like. Now, this is what a feast on Valentine's Day looks like. You make a big, huge meal, and you put it on top of your girl's body and eat it. Off of her. Where in you got a serious case of blue balls does that celebrate the original idea of the holiday? The holiday was supposed to be a day to celebrate love. It's now a holiday used to celebrate lust. And I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. Because people look forward to Valentine's Day to get naked and slap one around. It's a daggone shame. I'm be honest with you, man. Maybe your sex life might not be as exciting as you think it is if the only time you can get it from your boo thing is on Valentine's Day. If that's the only time she's willing to put out, and she, first of all, she your wife, yeah, bruh, you might want to rethink that relationship. You might want to rethink that relationship. Mainstream media is to blame for why Valentine's Day has been publicized as such a raunchy holiday that's been about nothing but sex and lust. Well, both of those things are the same thing. They knew they could not sell Valentine's Day merchandise to men without putting a spin on it. We all know that there are three main powers to the media. The media makes most of its money promoting money. The media makes most of its money promoting power. The media makes most of its money promoting sex. If it can promote those three things, trust me, the media will stay at the top of its game. Now, you're probably wondering, Kane, what do you mean by the media? Who do you consider the media? I consider any person that publicizes anything, from people who publicize magazines, who publicize articles, who publicize newspapers, who publicize, anything dealing with politics or anything like that. If you publicize mainstream things that can be seen on TV, commercials, stuff like that, T-shirts, a pair of shoes, you name it, a hat. If it can go on anything that shows a picture and or sells to get people to get the idea of what you're trying to say, you're part of the media, okay? These people are the ones who publicize the idea of what American, and I mean this, and I say this American, because not every culture's idea of Valentine's Day is the same. America's Valentine's Day is horrible. Horrible. I mean, sex. I'm a man. I will say it. I do love seeing the women wearing the nasty lingerie. I like getting nasty like anybody else. But the thing is, I don't necessarily always look for it on Valentine's Day if I get it on a regular. I don't look for it on Valentine's Day all the time. Why? Because what's the point? What's the point? I mean, I'm getting the same thing I'm getting on Valentine's Day that I get on a normal. Just because she strapped on some nice lingerie doesn't mean it's going to change the flavor. It's still the same. I mean, it's the same woman. So why does that change? It's not about what she puts on. It's about what she puts out from her heart during that time. How you guys connect in a major way during that time of intercourse. When you guys connect in a deeper way and become one major spiritual being. That is the idea of Valentine's Day. That is the idea of Sico Valentina. We need to get back to that. Not that I just want to see my woman get nasty and I want to put on something nasty so I can be sexy for her. No. If she only thinks you sexy on Valentine's Day, bro, you got some issues. Y'all got some things y'all need to talk about. You know, if you come in there and you all burly chested with the body all greased up on February the 14th, and then on February the 15th, she thinking she gonna get that same greased up monkey, you walk into the room with your boxers on, the robe closed, socks on, hop in the bed, kiss on the cheek, good night, baby, and you go to sleep and get up for work tomorrow, I'm pretty sure you probably had to get up for work that day too. On the, I mean, most people do work on Valentine's Day. They do. It's not like a national holiday. Their building's closed. People don't care about your love life. Some businesses actually do close for Valentine's Day, but not all of them. You know, it's never gonna do that. But I'm pretty sure you probably had to work that day too. So what made it so special for you to slap yourself down with grease and all that other stuff and put a bunch of daggone stuff all over you on Valentine's Day, but oh, you couldn't do that on a normal for her. So February the 15th, it's now nighttime. She looking for the same thing she got on Valentine's Day, thinking that rekindled that spark between y'all, and you get in the bed in your boxes and your robe and your socks, and you roll over and go to sleep so you can get up on the 16th for work. Man. Oh, well. Y'all got some talking to do, because something is rotten in Denmark. That's all I'm saying. Something is rotten in Denmark. Homie might have only thought of that one day. If she takes the nice, sexy lingerie and put it in a suitcase and puts it in the far back of the closet, it's not getting worn again, bro. Don't look for that. Don't look for that until your birthday come up, because that's the only time it's gonna come out. Don't be sitting there on a Saturday telling myself, "Come on, baby, get that lingerie out for me like on Valentine's Day." Nigga, I gotta go to work tomorrow. That's exactly what she gonna say. I gotta go to work tomorrow. So, like I said, that is the idea that the mainstream media has been pushing for America's Valentine's Day. America's Valentine's Day has been more about promoting sex and lust than it has been promoting love. You'll see, okay, I mean this. I walked into the dollar store, right? And for Halloween, I saw everything fly off the shelves. For Christmas, everything fly off the shelves. I came in on Valentine's Day. Man, they had so much daggone stock. The guy was bringing out boxes and trying to fit stuff back onto the thing, but couldn't even fit everything on the shelves. I went to 2 different dollar stores. The one near me and the one near Liberty Road, if anybody's ever been to that one. That one always runs out of everything. The one where I live at now runs out of everything too. But they had a massive overstock. People are just not buying into the holiday of the candies and the cards and the stuff. People will buy cards, period. Cards is all they're going to buy. Cards and chocolates and flowers. That's the only thing I saw sell out. But teddy bears and the heartfelt displays and all that other stuff, nope. I didn't see that stuff going nowhere. Can I be honest with you? I don't even hear from anybody about anybody planning a Valentine's Day party. I haven't heard about it. I mean, it's probably some celebrities that did, but dang, if it was not promoted on TV, I ain't see nothing. I watched the news most of the day. And I did not see anything on there about no Valentine's Day party. If someone did, y'all can comment at the bottom of my video and let me know that someone you knew or somebody you know, their friend's friend planned a Valentine's Day party. But I did not see anything in the news about a Valentine's Day party. Did not see that Valentine's Day was like plastered right there. The mainstream media promoted the idea of it to sell things, but sadly, it's starting to die off. It really is. The only industry that sells the most merchandise for Valentine's Day, and y'all gonna disagree with this, but I can support this with the facts. The only industry that sells the most merchandise during Valentine's Day is what, baby? The adult film industry. I just said it. The adult film industry. They sell the merchandise. People buy sex toys. They buy sexual related objects, lubricants, massage oil, fruit. They sell a bunch of stuff like that. You will see fruit sales go up on Valentine's Day. But every other food group, the sale doesn't even go anywhere. It is baseline where it normally is. Chocolate peaks at its highest during Valentine's Day. There's four major holidays when chocolate sells at its highest. Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day, and what's that other holiday for the Irish people?
Oh,
St. Patrick's Day. That's when it peaks at its highest. Now, I know most of you are probably going to say, oh, I didn't read nothing that it peaks at its highest for St. Patrick's Day. You lying right there, Mr. King. But I'm going to tell you straight now. Actually, I'm not lying. If you go to a lot of pubs do sell chocolates that have been made with alcohol in it. They do sell chocolates that have been made with alcohol in it. Chocolates and alcohol is actually a very good delicatessen to have. It actually brings out the major flavor in the chocolate when you actually mix it with alcohol. I've had some really good chocolates that had alcohol in it. Of course, I can eat it because when the alcohol is at the bottom of my stomach, it doesn't bother me. But afterwards, yeah, I ain't going there. I just want to see the idea of Valentine's Day celebrated in its original form. Let's start spreading more love and stop making Valentine's Day about lust and sex and buying the latest sex toys that we only going to use on Valentine's Day. Then you expect her to use it on a regular and she ain't really interested in it. Or she back to her rotten mood but she don't want that. Or your man don't want it. Maybe y'all gay, and y'all was experimenting with anal toys. And I'm pretty sure he probably don't even want it no more. He'd probably like, oh, put it away in the closet, in the box, and then next thing you know, it stays in that box, starts gathering dust. I mean, sometimes things like that happen. A lot of people don't carry Valentine's Day over to the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. Sometimes it stays on the 14th and only on the 14th. That's people who literally go just out to seek sex partners for the 14th. And then after that, come the 15th, they're back to being miserable and alone. I remember way back, right? I was dating this girl. Her name was China. And I remember it was near Valentine's Day, and me and her were going to go out to dinner then. Because I just wanted to take her out. I wasn't trying to, get anything. I wasn't trying to get in the pants or nothing. I was just trying to just hang out with her. Go out, get something to eat, we chill, and then I was going to, walk her back home. We had to catch the bus because I had no car. I was going to walk her back home and call it a day. I wasn't looking for no action. I wasn't that type of dude, I looked more for romance than I did for lust. while I was with China, way back in the past, about actually 3 months before I started talking to China and got with her, I messed with a girl named Tiffany. I'm not gonna release no last names. Sorry. So, like I said, I wasn't really looking for anything from her. And, during that time, there was a girl who I used to mess with, like, way back months ago before I met her. And the thing is, Valentine's Day with her was like, that's when me and her actually messed with each other on Valentine's Day. I mean, I met her about 2 weeks before then, and we were talking and whatnot, because I met her through her sister. I knew her sister before I knew her, but I ended up, you know, I'm not going to tell that whole story, but um, made me lose train of thought. So we were just friends at first, and on Valentine's Day, when Valentine's Day came up, I went and came over her house. We were chilling and everything like that, and we were walking, and then, it started getting late, so I walked her back home, and she was like, because she lived with her sister. Her sister was older than her. And she was like, do you want to come in? And I said, sure. So I came in, we shared a couple of drinks, and then it was like, okay, I'm on the couch. Her sister's upstairs in her room. I'm on the couch. She takes off her shirt, and it all just got really, really hot all of a sudden in that house. She brings out this nice lingerie and all that. I got into it. I mean, I'm a guy. What am I supposed to sit there? I would be considered gay if I didn't. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, I would be, something would be wrong if I didn't. That's all I'm saying. Especially if I'm into women. So, I'm like, yeah, yeah, all right, yeah. So we go right ahead and we have our little fun, and then next thing you know, I leave, and that's it. The next day, I ain't call her. Day after that, I ain't call her. Day after that, I called her up, and she was like, hey, baby, and I said, don't call me that. I ain't your boo. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, I'm not your boo. I said, I told you straight up I wasn't looking for a relationship. But she said, well, I don't just, like, have sex with random niggas. I said, well, you did that night. I said, because I made it point blank period to you that I had just got out of a bad relationship, and I was not looking for a girlfriend or anything of that caliber. I'm still not. So, please stop calling me. Like, after 15 voice messages that exact same day of her wanting me to call her back. I mean, she left 15 voicemails. I lied to you not. I ended up blocking her calls so she couldn't call me no more. Here's the problem, though, y'all. If I was going to share the story, I would have told y'all that she works for my doctor. So I have to see her when I go in there to go see my doctor every day. Y'all wonder why I'm getting a new doctor. I'm not going to go see. Now I work in the same building as her. So I'm not going into that. That's a whole nother story for another day. Anyway, every day gets awkward. Every day. I mean, I can't even bring my wife and my kid in there. She eyeballing my wife like, whatever. Like, my wife will beat the bricks off of your little skinny behind. I'm not getting to that, y'all. That's not what this conversation is about. I could go on for years about that. But when I took China out, I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for just a nice night for us to show appreciation for each other, you know, get to know each other and everything like that. You know, I gave her a kiss. And she went in the house. That night, she called me. We talked on the phone for a little bit, for like 5 hours. After that, Shorty said, all right, I'm going to see you at work tomorrow. Yeah, because we worked with each other. I should have mentioned that. So she's like, I'll see you at work tomorrow. And I said, all right. I didn't even say I love you. I just straight up said, all right. And left it at that. I didn't want to say that L word just yet. Because I don't know how she felt about it. I knew how I felt about it. I was digging her, but I didn't know if she was fully digging me yet. So I left it at that. And we got to work. We saw each other, gave each other a hug, and it was work professional. I mean, we would cut up every now and then, and sometimes we'd be caught in the back room hugging up on each other, boo loving, when we shouldn't be. I mean, this is my kind of go-to thing every time I dated girls on the job. I've dated a lot of them. So anyway, yeah. But I'm still just laughing about yesterday, y'all. Sorry. But that's what I mean. That to me, in essence, what Valentine's Day is about. It's not about the sex and you and your partner getting down and jiggy with each other. Y'all should be able to do that on a normal basis. If you don't get that on the 13th, but you only get it on the 14th that week, and then the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, if you still ain't getting nothing, like I said, something wrong. It shouldn't be just about that. Show love to your partner, you know? Like they say, this day is mostly reserved for people whose love language is gift giving. Okay? If there are women who love to receive gifts, Valentine's Day is not about the sex for them. It's about the gifts. They are going to love the gifts you give them. They want jewelry. They want beautiful clothing, a brand new car, hell, a new house, you know, a new life, you know, sit back. They want all of those really expensive things. But it's not, yeah, they don't care about the you and them laying together. To them, it's about the extension of love you give them with gifts. And trust me, it means a lot to them. Please do not think that to a person, a man or a woman whose, you know, love language is gift giving, please, 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 please understand. They actually take it to heart. So don't think that, oh, they only taking advantage of your pockets. They taking it to heart. Y'all got to read Gary Chapman's books, man. This man is like dynamic with what the things he's saying. You know, I've started using that stuff in my life and it works. So let's celebrate Siku Valentine today and do it right. You know, don't worry about whether or not your wife puts out that day. Lay with her in the bed and cuddle and y'all talk about life. Y'all talk about your future goals, what you want for your kids. Talk about some of the problems y'all having with each other. Well, baby, I think that we need to start focusing more on trying to get the bills paid up. Well, baby, I think we need to conversate more. Talk about your issues. And then before the end of that day, settle those issues and don't let it carry on to the 15th. Get rid of it. Talk about it. Get rid of it on the 14th. Come up with a solution and implement that solution directly on the 15th. Directly on the 15th. Hell, if you can on the 14th, like they say, well, I put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And like the Bible says, why worry about tomorrow's troubles when today is trouble enough? So, like I said, Siku Ya Valentina Ya Hofuraha to each and every one of you. And I hope you all got to enjoy Valentine's Day today. And if your Valentine's Day is about getting booty, I hope you got it. If your Valentine's Day is about romancing your woman, showing her a night on the town, showing how much you really care, taking that long walk and y'all talking about your future plans and you showing her real love without trying to always get in the drawers, okay, you let that be her choice. Don't you push up on her with that. All I'm saying is, let love shine today in its purest form. Don't just show love towards your spouse. Show love towards your kids. Show love towards your mammy, your daddy, your uncle, your sister, your brother. Show love to one another in a major way. This holiday was not set up for just couples. It was set up for families and for a way for them to show love to their families as well. Even though we should not just be showing love on just one day, setting it for just the 14th, we should be showing love to each other every day. We should let Cinco Valentine be a day that is every day, celebrated on a daily basis. On January the 2nd, 3rd, because can't do New Year's, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, all the way until not on the major calendar holidays that also falls on those days, but like all those other days, like St. Patrick's Day or whatever. I want to get drunk that day. I don't want to be talking about Valentine's Day. Let's celebrate it in a way. I hope I got that day off of work. I swear I do. If I don't, I'm going to take off. Let's celebrate Valentine's Day the way it's meant to. Showing love to one another. And not just our family, but to strangers as well. You see a stranger on the street, share a gift of love, man. If you got $5, give it to that brother. Okay? Sow a good seed of love. Whether people want to believe in Jesus or not, he showed love to everybody. He went to a sick man and healed him while he was blind. He went to a man that had leprosy and healed his leprosy. He went to a cave where a man was dead, long gone from this world, and told him come forth. And that man came walking out that cave. Whether you want to believe in them and you think they're all just Greek mythology, you other think it's biblical mythology, believe what you want. But I do know, guess what? It's part of history, whether we want to accept it or not. It's part of history. I mean, don't nothing else make sense.